To Plasticity Live. In this episode, I'll be trying to model this MIDI keyboard, electronic MIDI keyboard. I will be using AKAI MPK Mini, and I'll be using Plasticity to model this. So this type of modeling is not difficult. It's actually pretty basic, but it should actually cover most of things that we have learned. So I think it's a good modeling practice. It's still really pretty basic. So to start with, if you have the MIDI controller yourself at home, you can take photo for reference. So it's pretty basic, just made of different parts. Just looks like a lot of different parts. You just need to model one, and then you just create duplicates. This part should be fun to recreate, and the button and this knob, the joystick. So yeah, so we can just recreate it. Okay, if you can actually take 3D scan if you have your iPhone. Just use like SKETCHFAB app or Polycam. Do a quick scan. So this is just a quick one. It's not the best scan, but you can do like a measurement in Blender. Just like rough measurement. Okay. This measurement, by the way, if you want to delete it, it's actually under this ruler data. So if you delete this, it's gonna delete the data. Yeah. So let's try to model this guy. Oh yeah, I made a quick one earlier. It's not just like a super rough one. If you want to measure everything, it's a good idea to start with the dimension. At least have this, use these dimensions to start with. So let me save this and file, new, clear scenes. Yep, I'm using Plasticity 1.1 by the way, and this version actually this version have the text tool, so you can actually write text now. So if I tap on F and tap on text, so we have this text tool, so we can actually write something like that. Okay, so to start with, okay, there's also a new tool where you can draw a box, but when you draw and you hit tab, now you can actually type in the measurement. So let's try 31.8. We don't need to be too precise, but just the bounding box. 4.6. This is in centimeter, but our unit is in meter, but that's okay. Yeah, just right click. Okay. Okay, now it's pretty large, but we have the dimensions pretty much. 4.6. Okay. Save this very quickly. AKAI rough. So the next thing I'll do, based on the reference. Okay, this guy it's almost like centered, cut in half. It's not exactly center, but for simplicity, let's just make a cut. Corner box. Let's see, just go to the middle Okay, just gonna draw it. And going down like that. And we can still adjust this. There's a shortcut to kind of mirror it, but I think that should be fine. So this is not exactly center, so I'm just gonna move this a little bit. Okay, cool. And we can make this bevel. I mean, I think the bevel is not, I'm just exaggerating here, but that's the design of this AKAI keyboard. I think it's kind of nice. Just gonna rotate. Yeah, I think it's like that, but it's not exactly, but and I just like to make the bottom one rounded. Okay, and so next we're gonna create this key. The key doesn't need to be exact, but I think based on just by using my eyes, I think it's about this size. Tap B for new body. Not sure about the height, but just eyeball it. Roughly like that. And okay, I want to make corner box and just snap it here. Oops. Turn off the X-ray. A little bit like that. Yeah. Rectangular array X. Click Shift 1 2. I need to make a count. How many? It's supposed to be 15, I think. So it's supposed to be 15, and yeah, like I said, this is slightly tricky. Array X. I definitely Definitely should have measured this. Anyway, let's just roughly use whatever. Right click. Okay. Good enough. This is the white keys. We need the black keys as well. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, the black key should be 10, I believe. So the black keys. Just use another corner box. We just need to angle it. We should also need to make a cut, but in this case, make a new body. V. It's gonna be new body. It's not gonna be a cut. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's should be okay. Array X. Right click. Just need to delete some of these. Delete. 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 I think that's about right. Okay. So I'm not gonna make everything, but just gonna show you this part. If you control 2, you select the edge, right, and then you can duplicate, and it's become a curve. And then with the curve selected, you can F and then offset the curve. And yeah, of course, we've done this before, like offsetting the curve, but I need to offset it, you know, like make outer part. Let me do that again. Offset curve or offset edge. Okay, offset curve, offset edge. No, it doesn't work. O, yeah, O actually the hotkeys, and we can offset it slightly. So we have the bigger curve, and we can just pull this new solid, duplicate if you want that part. What else? The knob. Trying to do all of them, but I just want to show you anyhow this part. I want to I want to write down a text on this area, so I'm just gonna type text AKAI size position. Okay, maybe we can adjust later. Yeah. Roughly place over there as a curve. Now we can cut inside. Okay. Nice detailing. Select all the curve and hide it. Maybe you can actually use material M. How to copy the material. Okay. Okay. Save file, save as. Just gonna save a different version. Okay, this. I'm not gonna add details yet. Maybe because it's gonna take some time. So maybe just pretend we create a knobs for now. Okay, the knobs. I haven't actually used a folder. Can we put it into a folder? Yeah, that's. I'll do that later. Let's make a knob using a curve, spline curve, control point curve. Turn on snap to the grid, and now we just look at this grid. Gonna try to create a knob roughly. Plasticity curve is a little bit strange, but yeah, you need to get used to it. I found it slightly tricky at the end there. Okay, it's a nerves spline. Maybe turn off the snapping now. Yeah, more or less, it's like that. Turn off the grid. Turn off this. Select this guy. Revolve. Right click. Looks so metallic. This guy at the moment is just like a sheet surface. It's not a solid. Select this and just patch the hole. Now it's becoming a solid. So we can maybe create a cylinder, make a cut, and make a bevel just for small detail. Okay, scale it down. In the design, I think we need to make a cylinder cut projections into this object. How do we do that? Duplicate the curve, scale it, and then you can make a cut, right? I think this knob is actually more like a little bit like that, and you got a hole, and then you're gonna make a cutter down on this object, boolean Q. It's more or less like that. It's not exactly correct, and then you start to create the cutter corner rectangle. That's a good one to start, I guess. Or this corner box, square. It's gonna be the pad. I actually, yeah, I like this. Okay, to select the curve. What happened? This pad is, oh, it's already connected to this guy, which is not a good idea. Select this object once again, select corner box, draw this 8 pads square. Make sure this is a new object, tab B. Okay, just array. This is pad. Give it material. Array, rectangular array. 4x2. Okay. Look at it from the top view. Okay. Cool. Now I think I'll just create the knob. You don't have the details there. The knob. Okay, the knob. I just gonna be like a cylinder, and you just make a cut like that, and roughly it's gonna be a cylinder. Select everything, height, cylinder, select the top part, scale, bevel, I think just a slight bevel there, and you're gonna draw a line. Okay, that's a quarter, 2 quarter intersections. Right click, turn it into a pipe. Scale. More or less like that thing. Radial array. Boom. 360, how many? 16. Let's say 16. Select the main body, select everything else with A, and then Q, right click. Okay, we have the node. Yeah, I think that's one way to do it. I don't like this. There's a middle part of, but anyhow, I think that should do it. Option H, show everything again. I think that should be pretty much it. You can create more buttons and etc. You know, all the details, but that should summarize our creations. Click again, 4 times 2 for the knob. Right click. They look tidy. Corner box. Let's make a simple. Going in. And this guy 1, 2, 3, 4. Bevel. That's too deep. That's for the screen, by the way. And you can actually I forgot the shortcut, but you can select the edge and then Alt X. That's for the screen, and then the pad. More buttons. This might be a little bit big. Yeah, I need the way to align this better. But that's pretty much our AKAI. Yeah, it's a rough one. It's not hard, like I said. Okay, you also need a few buttons here, but that's the whole process basically. So you get the right dimensions, get reference online. If possible, if you have the objects itself, you can do 3D scan or ask your friend that have this keyboard that details. You can model it inside Plasticity, but I think that's better be like a texture. If you want to make it rounded, things like that, you can do it at the very end. And I think things like to make a cut, to make a boolean, using this edge, you can do that easily. It's just a little bit. It takes time, but most of the stuff are there. So just the buttons and yeah, probably gonna put this model on SKETCHFAB. But that's basically all the steps and procedures. It takes a bit of time, but it's not hard. Again, this is just a basic modeling from, okay, modeling a chair, a simple keyboard like this is still pretty basic. But now you know how to do it. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.